hero. He has been chosen. Do you believe everything is about to change?
Hello and welcome to radio talk show Rodcat Fitness. Oh, it's called a podcast now. Oh, I guess that makes sense because actually I'll be just talking to myself. Will anyone hear me? If you are hearing this, welcome to my podcast Rodcat Fitness. That's R-U-T-K-A-T Fitness. That's my Instagram handle for video on fitness exercises and just cool pics of me. But I don't want to make this about me. I want to make this for you, to inspire, to motivate you with plans, how to get you fit, how to get you healthy. I don't want to be just talking about building muscle mass. I also want to talk about maintaining a youthful body and good looks, positive mental state. And in this first episode, I'm going to reveal my childhood history, my inspirations, and my personal motivations, how I got into fitness. My goals will be to inspire you, motivate you, to build a community for health, to have a group of healthy, physically active people, because there's so much negativity in mass media, and that negativity affects your mental state, our mental state, and there's too much out there. It's just, your life changes if you switch to having your media channels with positivity. It's great, and we don't get enough of it. So I want to make a contribution to positivity and get you healthy. So let's start and tell you about my motivation. This will be like my memoir, and the memoir of how I deal with stress, how I deal with eating, diets, fitness, exercises, and it goes way, way, way back to childhood. So the motivation in summary is to help prevent injuries, because once you're fit, you're flexible, you can sustain injuries better, or you can prevent injuries if you are like slip on the floor, you catch yourself, than someone who is not as flexible and fit. Those people will have injuries that will be costly, and it'll cause them downtime. That's what I said, downtime. And if you're flexible and muscular and fit, and you do exercise often, keep it a consistent habit, you also boost your immune system to prevent sickness, some diseases, and you're able to have that lifestyle for long term. So me personally, I don't get sick often unless I am like in a crowded space often. So for example, when I worked in a big city and I had to take daily public transportation like the metro, when I was living in San Francisco and there was someone coughing or sneezing near me, I would get anxious really quickly and cover up my mouth and nose, because that transmission from someone coughing or sneezing is easy to catch. But other than that, if I'm like have space from people and cautious of germs and bacteria, then I can stay relatively fine without getting a cold, without getting a virus for almost a year. I mean, for the last couple of years, I think I just got the cold once or twice. And since I've been traveling, that I haven't gotten sick besides food poisoning, but that's a different story. Food poisoning and eating while traveling is certainly something else that you gotta deal with. So I'll go over that in another episode too. So now, to tell you my background, I am a software engineer. I can speak 4 languages fluently, and I love fitness. I have a passion for fitness. Why? Because I came from an obese family. My family is rather obese. Not terribly obese, but certainly overweight, including both my parents and my siblings. And as a child in middle school, I remember mostly in middle school up to high school, I was chubby. And in middle school, I didn't participate in the sports. I did some occasional swimming during the summers, but I wanted to do more. I wanted to be active, and my dad was working full time, even 2 jobs. My mom was just at home. She couldn't drive, so in rural city, I couldn't have a way to get to those post-school activities of fitness. For some summers, I did end up convincing my parents to take me, and my dad didn't like that. He didn't like taking me, but my brother did. He was a little bit older, so he was able to take me. I had some taekwondo karate lessons, so had that for one summer. Another summer, I did some swimming, so I loved it. It definitely helped. But after that, during the rest of the year, I was still chubby, and we ate fast food. And with obesity in my family, and fast food, it's not good for health. It's going to cause some diseases, some sickness. So when my family, there was diabetes. My mom had diabetes, and they had some joint stiffness, mobility issues, even though they worked in gardens and they were outdoors too. I think they weren't doing the right type of exercises. If you're doing physical activities for a specific job, then you're prone to injury because you have repetitive movements for that specific job. You're not warming up, you're not doing any flexibility exercises and preventative stuff to prevent those injuries. So that's another thing. Along with food, let's talk about some more about food. When my family bought food, my mom was a great cook, or she still is a great cook, and I learned to cook from her, but didn't cook every day. We also we took a lot of fast food a couple times a week. Maybe I think it was just like the weekends. I don't remember too much, honestly, but for example, there was a time where McDonald's had like a summer special, like 25-cent hamburgers or cheeseburgers once a week. So we bought maybe 10 or 20 of those and would freeze them. So we would eat a few in that day, and we'd freeze the burgers and then have them for the rest of the week. Now, as a kid, I had no clue that they were terribly unhealthy. We just considered that food, and what else? It was just all over the commercials, all over mass media, McDonald's and smiley faces and all that, and no education about fast food and poor nutrition. Another thing on top of that was school cafeterias in the U.S. School cafeterias, from my experience growing up, were just not healthy food. I think in middle school and elementary school, I brought my food. I had some Lunchables, some snacks, crackers too. I could be wrong. I remember just having like maybe milk. But I do recall clearly in high school the food wasn't good. I thought it was good, but it was like choices of a burger, choices of like fried chicken tenders and French fries, and then a salad. So I always felt full after eating that fried food, because of course fried food fills you up. But sometimes I opted out for the salad, and I think I heard salads were healthier, right? So I should have a salad. But guess what? It was a tuna salad, and with lettuce. So that's also not too good. It's better than fried food, but tuna salad has mayonnaise, so it's fatty. And then lettuce that doesn't have any nutritious values to it. It's just mostly water. So that's another thing that I was unaware of and uneducated. And after school, I did want to participate into activities, sports. I did have some opportunities. Like I tried for football, I tried wrestling, track and field, but I was quite terrible. And I don't know why. I mean, I practiced like everyone else. I did get tired and exhausted. I think now that I recall back, I think it was a lot of the diet. It was just unhealthy food, and I never knew about that. I never was educated to know that it would affect my performance. So other kids, maybe they had food from home, they're eating healthy, but my parents was like too busy, and they just gave me money for the cafeteria food, and I dealt with the cafeteria food. So another part of my motivation for having to get into fitness is during that time, the sports were a fun thing. I didn't consider it anything major. It was more of like a social thing. I wanted to make friends. I didn't consider it to be that about health and fitness. Sports was just like what people do in high school for another activity after studies. I did get slightly bullied, so I was, just a nerdy, quiet kid and a little bit chubby, so I got my fair share of being picked on, and it was just mostly verbally bullied, nothing really bad, but it definitely affects you in the future. It affects your emotional state, and on top of that, when I did get into, after high school, I started to learn and educate myself in fitness. I noticed, or my parents noticed first, that I've been slouching, I had rounded shoulders, and they're saying that I should stand straight, straighten my back, and I had no clue what they're talking about. I mean, when I was that age, I did have a computer, I did spend a lot of time on it. That's maybe one of the reasons I'm a software engineer, but I did spend a lot of time around the computer and using it, sitting on a desktop, and just getting addicted to that after school. But the real problem was later discovered by a doctor that after taking an x-ray, is that he mentioned I have Scheuermann syndrome. And Scheuermann syndrome does cause kyphosis. So in other words, it's the rounding of the back. It's the Scheuermann's syndrome is just irregular growth of the spine of the vertebrae. So you don't have regular curvature. It's a different curvature, and that's what causes the rounded shoulders and slouching. They said, oh, it's not severe enough to do anything. They just said do some exercises, but we didn't take it too seriously. I mean, I didn't have any pain, so I didn't really worry about that, but I didn't also know about the future of just making that worse. I wanted to improve it, but that was later, and that's how I got into fitness. Going back to college days, that's when I started to educate myself, spend time learning and reading. Since in college I was able to have a job and pay for my own food and just really know better things about fitness, I started to take care of myself better. That summarizes my background, that summarizes my motivation and my goals. So I hope that is clear enough. If not, I'm probably just talking to myself, pretending it's a radio talk show. If you want to connect with me, let's connect on Instagram. My handle is rutcatfitness. That's RUTKATFITNESS. And I'm also on a website with the same name, rutcatfitness.com, which you can join my Telegram channel by signing up on my website. So on Instagram, I've been posting for almost 2 years about exercises, my progress, my motivation, inspiration about food, dieting, and how I got into fitness coaching, how I was able to help a few other people, how I can make meal plans. And this recent couple of years, I've taken fitness seriously because I've developed a passion for it, and I realize it can be used for business, it can help other people, and it's just something I'm addicted to, and I can't be easily discouraged to stop doing it. I mean, seriously, it's a good habit, and I hope that you do it as well, because at this time, even I have motivated, inspired my parents to exercise. Since I've been traveling, since I've been away, I don't get to see them much, but I keep telling them that it's never too late. You're never too old to exercises. You can still do it. To everybody is different, so you can still exercise one way or another. not all workout plans fit everybody. What I'm trying to do right now is just to find a group of like-minded people, create a community so we can share similar goals and objectives. So this is probably not for everyone, but it'll be great because I think everyone should exercise and have a healthier lifestyle. This mass media is full of garbage and advertising and pharmaceutical drugs that doctors are paid to prescribe you when you can prevent a big chunk of issues you have with your body. And I'm not saying I can help you prevent everything or heal everything. No matter your current age, I think you still can improve your lifestyle with health and fitness, with proper eating. So let's connect on Instagram, Rutcat Fitness. Thanks for listening to my talk show. Here we go. Let's get abs.